Alrighty. Let's throw some music up. And then let's advertise a little bit before we actually get the main show on the road, so that way people can come in and partake in the festivities, I guess. Here we go. Just need to make sure I had a trash box to throw all my loose packs in. Alrighty, and then let's pick some music out. So, stream beats. So we could go lo-fi? How long is their lo-fi playlist? 14 hours. Okay, this will be good. Alright, excellent. And then actually, where is... Here's my Twitch. BT09, case opening and deck building / testing. And away you go. Let's go to my YouTube. No one wants to hear that. I might play Survive later tonight as well. Do I have a good image for that on hand? No, I'd have to go to the Digimon folder, wouldn't I? There we go. Let's go with... Ah, no, not that. God. Alright. Wait for you. Pause. Alright, should I bother posting on Facebook? I'll read those later. Like, I don't feel like I'm important enough on Facebook sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm important enough, period, to post anywhere. Like, I'm just as big as some other people, but I don't know. I always feel like people don't like me. I hate advertising like that. So I posted on Facebook, I posted on my YouTube, so that should be good enough of a reach to see some okay numbers. And then let's go ahead and I'm going to have to remember to flip you back, flip vertical. There we go. All right. Let's out. Boom. Perfect. All right. So I do have a whole case. Oops, I bumped it. That I do need to open and get through, ideally tonight. Oh, I could probably post in my team chat that I'm opening this. Sorry, I'm just opening the box itself. Prep that. Down. Alright. Boxes. Boxes. Hey, Rexus. So, just doing the good old classic YouTuber thing. And, yeah. Actually, I will post it in... Ooh, that was almost bad. Maybe I will post it in the team chat under my streams. Strem de la Strem. Boop. Going live with BT09 on Twitch. Alright. Maybe, I don't know. Max's group doesn't really care, do they? Do they have a self-promotion thing? Looking for games, events, resources, content creators, content plugs. Here we go. Content creators. Content plug. Plug everywhere. I know some people are probably at locals too, so. Alright. Now we could get this show on the road. So, box 1, BT9, X record. Let's see if we get some good stuff. I'm curious to see what the case ratios are like in terms of the promos, because I know the upgrade pack promos are going to be highly sought after. Highly sought after. Those cards are good for all of the decks that they're, well, updating. Koromon, and one updates pack, please. So I am sorry for any unnecessary earthquakes. If I accidentally bumped some stuff around, I was playing around with a new chair. One that's a little bit more comfy. So, let us begin with box 1. I'll probably take the first box slow, like I usually do, and then I will increase the speed, so to speak, with all of the other boxes. So, Toy Agu. The set has a lot of like 2-drop 3Ks, which is fine. Gato X, Pangea X, Toko X, Doru, Digitize, Metal Storm. Yes, I am back to 3. So I do feel kind of bad. I accidentally forgot to upload my EX2 case opening to YouTube. So I am going to apologize for that here. I usually upload my cases, and that one totally slipped my mind, and then Twitch just got rid of the VOD, so I was just like, cool, thank you. So I lost that footage, which is unfortunate. But I will remember this time around to actually upload my case, so that'll be the only case that I don't have up on YouTube. Digitize and Alpha Oryuken. That is a good start. Case and chill? Yeah, so after I'm done like deck building a little bit, I might be doing some testing with the team. So Monocro, Olek, Repeater, Guru, Pegasus. So I still have some decks that I'm working on in terms of like what I'm building. This set offers a lot of stuff to build. So I believe I got all of the big decks out of the way, and now I'm just working on some of the more smaller decks. But usually I like to do as many decks as I possibly can before I do like my tier lists, so that way people have reference to the decks that I'm talking about in the tier list for the most part. So I'm excited I get to start doing my tier list. Merciful mode. So in terms of like singles prices, a lot of them were crashing pretty hard. In terms of the SRs, I think like Gallantmon sadly is like literally one of the most expensive SRs at $5 whole. So I feel sorry for anyone who paid like $20 for Grandis on pre-release. My heart goes out to you guys, considering that card as of the recording of this video was sitting at around like $250. So that's kind of a good reason why you shouldn't really buy pre-order prices, and there's very rare and few instances where you'll actually be winning in that scenario. Cool Boy is a good example where I think a lot of people are just buying up Cool Boys because he's used for literally any deck that uses X antibodies. So that just makes a card like that spike, and that's kind of why like cards like Hero are also spiking, is because their general playability for a wide variety of decks makes them more highly sought after than if they were more deck specific. Mekomon. Cool Boy short printed? Was that confirmed? Like, did anyone actually run the numbers if Cool Boy was short printed? It doesn't seem like he was, because, like, in my pre-release, I have 4 Cool Boys out of, like, 6 packs. Or 6 packs in 1 box. I had 4 Cool Boys. So it doesn't, I don't know if he actually is short printed. No, but it feels that way. I could see that. Usually in, like, big case situations, the numbers are actually pretty good. The only case that I've noticed that something fishy was up was BT7, but that's because BT7 had a lot of weird stuff in it to begin with. So the CRs or Chronicle Rares, or Campaign Rares, I want to say Chronicle Rares. The Campaign Rares made the rare slots really super fishy on BT7, and then for whatever reason, compared to all my other cases, that was the only case I didn't have like perfect math. So that's kind of what I'm interested to see in this, like what things are going to be looking like. I mean, I could separate all of the Cool Boys per box and do like a Cool Boy count. If that's something you're interested in, like me doing, I have 0 problems separating the Cool Boys just to see what the average box per Cool Boy ratio is. I would think it would be at least 1 to 2, like every other rare, but I mean, that's why I'm opening up a case. We could do it. Jellymon and Dinorex. Because, like, mathematically, you should see an average of 1 to 2 Cool Boys per box. So, anything less than that would kind of lead to him being a harder card to pull. She is a rare. I keep forgetting she's a rare. I want to say she's like a super rare, but she doesn't feel like a super rare either. You just opened one box and you got one? Yeah, so that just might be like an unlucky box. But that's kind of why I like opening up cases, is so I can kind of see and get a more broader picture of what each of the sets are doing. Because ideally, in the way print runs work and the way cases work, you should see semi-perfect numbers most of the time on everything. Hey, Grandis. On everything but the alt arts from my past experiences. The alt arts are the only thing that's like really truly random. So, and then as usual, most of these cards will probably end up, at least the high rarity ones, will most likely end up going up for sale. So be on the lookout for when I update my TCG player shop. Just as a little self-plug there, because I do sell on TCG Player. Although I do need to list a couple of things on Facebook, just because I have like a butt ton of event pack 3s, like the Tamer event packs. I'll show you after this box. But I should probably post that on Facebook. Or open them, one of the two. Aha! Gallantmon, one of the more expensive SRs in the set. Unironically, because he was like going way down way fast, and then all of a sudden on release he like started to rebound. I do apologize for that, chat, if you heard the revving of an engine. It was pretty loud on my end, so I imagine my mic was good enough to pick that up. Some people just really like to show off their cars or bikes. Or Danny. One, two, three, four, five, six. So I got a hit slot and then one more of this left. But I found the pre-release to this to be extra janky. I didn't really have a whole lot of fun, so I didn't go to more than just one. Because as I was doing my like set review and looking all of that stuff, while trying to build decks and figure out interesting card combinations, it was just like, wow, this is a more constructed, dedicated set. Which all Digimon sets are, spoiler, constructed, dedicated. This one just really highlights and shows the constructed dedicatedness of the set. But I do like these like update sets where they're not really adding that many new cards and you're using a lot of older cards. So I really do like that. So that way it just adds more emphasis and value on some of the older cards. I think Brightenmon's kind of cute. There's a lot of like really small cute things that the set does. But constructed wise, I enjoy the flavor of X antibodies. I have always been a fan of the X antibody stuff because it literally is designed to look cooler than the bases. I believe that's Cool Boy number 2 in this box. So count them 2. I'll count them after I open up everything. You had a lot of fun at your pre-release, and it was your first pre-release you were able to make. Well, I'm glad you had fun. Coming from like a more design perspective, I am a little bit more critical in what I define as fun. So as long as you're having fun, that's the important thing. That's what matters. Don't let a Demi Downer like me sometimes on YouTube like spoil your fun or tell you you can't have fun. As long as you're enjoying the game, that's what matters. Like, I personally didn't enjoy it, but that doesn't mean others don't. Because, after all, I am just another dude on the internet with an opinion. Oh boy, getting down to the wire here on this first box in terms of what the last SR and what the last hit is going to be. I'm always just going to refer to this slot as the hit slot. So far, nothing. Man, these, for whatever reason, this pack is a little bit harder to open. Altart Grandis. Not bad at all. Keep an eye out on the Metal Wear X clump. I think I already in one box started seeing some clumps, which is funny. Usually it takes me more than a box, but I could go over some of the clumps. Oh, by who? That's the last one. Because I think... oh, no, that was Metal Impulse Grandis. So, there's one cool boy. And here's two cool boy. I have yet to actually see a rare Were Garurumon in this whole box. Yeah, it just actually doesn't exist so far. Maybe this last pack will have it. But that kind of does indicate that there could, like, certain cards could just be harder to find in certain cases. So this case might have a shortage on Were Garurumons as an example, where others might be having a hard time with Cool Boy, so on and so forth. Cool Boy's kind of an important one, so that would be the bad luck if you get a case where Cool Boy is the short end one. Yeah, so that's my first Were Garurumon X antibody in the box. So that's kind of interesting to take a note of. Alright, so this box had two Cool Boys, and then just out of curiosity, while I'm at it, I might as well look for X antibodies as well, just to kind of get a good average going. Because I should statistically see 2 to 3 X antibodies per box. There's 3. Yeah. So, yep. 2 Cool Boys, 3 X antibodies in box 1. SR's not terrible. So, all in all, pretty okay. Let's, yeah. Maybe I should have had these sleeves a little bit more accessible. Alright, there we go. I could probably put the penny sleeve here. So, just for separation's sake, let's put the expensive hot fire stuff. Zoop. Alright, box 1 down. 2 to go. Well, not 2. More like 11 more to go. I could keep a running track on stream, but that would require me to use my mouse and remember every single time. So if I were to do that, I could change the score. So the wins will be cool boys. So right now I'm at 2 cool boys, and the losses will be X antibodies. So I'm at 3 X antibodies. So I could do something like that just to count cool boys and X antibodies. Yeah, I had 2 cool boys out of that box and 3 X antibodies. And Pagumon. So I'll do it like that, so I can keep track of what box had what update pack. Alright, now I can start rapid firing, going straight to the end, cutting all of the fluff and filler. So, starting off pretty strong with nothing. Although I still will probably want to try to keep a track of my X antibodies. So there's a cool boy. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, in my pre-release, my pulls were awful, though. I pulled 1 SR out of my whole 6 packs. Oh, Alt Art Merciful Mode. And a cool boy. That's a pack for you. If it had an X antibody, that would have been, like, the pack. I actually do like this art. Bam, bam. Nothing. Nothing. And nothing. But yeah, so in my pre-release, I just literally played as low to the ground, tempo efficient as I possibly can. Alt Art Dexmon, holy biscuits! This is a box.
We'll get you just what you need in as little as 30 minutes. Open the Kroger app and start your cart, whatever the cart. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Oh, there's a War Gray.
When you're a Boost member, you get free delivery, double fuel points, and lots more.
In retrospect, I should have made like a little sound buddy for Omnimons. So I could have I was thinking about doing it for the Omni Alert since BT1, so that way I could try to like have something more interesting going on. But I think that would get kind of annoying kind of quickly. Yeah, this box though. Already 2 cool boys out of this box, on top of some bomb alt arts. Like, heck yeah.
Look at you, listening
Nothing
to
there.
Spotify while you do whatever it is you're doing. That's exactly why it makes sense to promote your business
Yeah.
here. Yeah, your business.
Yeah, I don't use the pull tabs. I probably should, but I've always been really bad at the pull tabs. Metal. Okay.
And connect with them where visual media can't. Try it today at adstudio.spotify.com.
How many deep? So this is currently box 2. And I already got Alt Art Merciful, Alt Art Dexmon as like my 2 hits. And then the first 2 SRs ended up being Metal and War. And then my score, I am going to try to keep track of how many X antibodies and cool boys I get in the whole case. So that way I could kind of do some average math to see what is the average pull rate on those cards, because I think that might be interesting. Magna X. And then afterward, Nako, we could probably do some deck building and deck testing. Dextorugora. Yeah, today I just did a whole bunch of family stuff in the morning. Otherwise, I probably would have done this a little bit earlier. So I went to the pool with my mom, and then we went out to dinner, which was pretty nice. Had some good Thai food. Oh, Thai and Curry and Sunrise Buster in the same box. Yeah, so like right now, I'm more than halfway in, and I've only pulled one X antibody out of this box, which is like kind of it's whatever, but like this is the interesting stuff that I like to see. Check Discord. I mean I'm on Discord. But which channel am I checking? Am I checking mine or am I checking the team? Oh, there's the second X antibody. Oh, DMs. Why, did you pull something crazy? Actually, now that I think... Oh, there's my phone. I was just like, where's my phone? I'll check the DMs in a second after this box. Huh, Grandis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we expect one more. And there it is, Ordani. Or as I like to say, oh dangy. Alpha. Alright, let's see if this pack has an X antibody. Nothing there. And no X antibody. So this box only had 2 X antibodies. But it also had 2 cool boys. So so another 2 and 2 get added to that math. Alright, let me grab my phone. Alright, checking Discord DMs for 2 whole seconds. Oh, yeah, so I could swap over channels. So let me do that real quick before I set up the next box. But right now I have this off so that way you guys can hear the music better. I would probably have to go into our teams just because I think the way the recording chat is set up is not super great. Yeah, so I'm gonna be in the team thing. There we go. Oh, so that way I could turn you off. Haha. Just don't turn your camera on and we're good.
Yep, I won't.
Alright, so. Well, it's upside down, so it's right side up for you guys in chat.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know what kind of camera you use, but I use a Logitech camera. So I use the Logitech camera software, which allows me to just flip the capture software specifically so that only my camera is upside down, not everything.
Yeah, I'm using some Garbo Microsoft LifeCam, so that's not gonna work with this camera. I should probably think about investing in a newer camera, but I don't know. I can make this work.
I kind of
still.
future-proofed. Like, I figured if I just get like a nice one, that I won't ever have to deal with it again. So at least that was the idea.
All right. So now we're on box 3. Oh, I gotta update the score. I need to move these over here so I don't ruin them every single time. I moved my mouse. So we got 2 more Cool Boys. So that brings our Cool Boy count up to 4. And we got 2 more X antibodies. So that brings our X antibody count up to 5.
Yeah, we could maybe run ratios on like an actual like EV of a box.
Oh, it's still pretty bad.
Oh, I know, but just a fun number to have.
I mean, I always go through and I do like the whole breakdown on how many SRs and all that stuff that I get. I always do that at the end. I'm just keeping track more so for Cool Boys and X Antibodies because they're just cards that almost any X Antibody based deck wants to use.
Well, let me do a quick scan. I'll look to see if there's. I guess we could track it the way that Tolarian Community College does Magic boxes, which is just counts everything as bulk and basically unaccounted for unless there's a particular card that's worth money. And he counts everything of $1 or more.
I mean, I'm not gonna be doing that as of right now. I mean, I could theoretically.
Well, I'm just gonna look because I honestly don't know if there is anything, you know.
I mean, the majority of the market kind of like did its like day one crash, and some cards are like resurging in price just because people bought all of them that when they were like stupid low. So like Gallantmon, as an example, he was at one point like $2. And now he rebounded back up to 5. Because everyone bought the $2 ones out. So
let me go back. Yeah, Cool Boy's like $3.25 right now.
okay, so he's on the decline. He was like $4 or $5 at one point.
But I mean, for a rare, that's
pretty.
He's higher than some. He's higher than all box toppers except for Koromon, and then some supers. Wardani, $1.75. Grand Kuwaga or Grandis is $2.25. Merciful Mode's $1. Dexdoru's $1. Rare Alpha's 90 cents, but you could probably make the case that that's $1.
I would make the case that that's $1 because everyone.
So basically, Rare Alpha, the X Antibody Uncommon, and Cool Boy are the 3 relevant cards.
Right. I mean, I'm not keeping track of how many Alphamons I'm getting because that theoretically should be the same pull rate as X Antibody. Or not X Antibody, Cool Boy. Theoretically.
I mean, it's not so much a tracking as much as a literal, like, effective value of your box, right?
Right.
Because
I should see on average like 24, like 20, between 20 and 24 of any given rare.
Yeah, so the high of the highs aren't even, like, unreasonable, really. Like, Dexmon, Alt Art, 61 right now at its cheapest.
You just saw me pull one.
Nice.
No, I think that's gonna be the chase card. Oh, here's another Alphamon.
Yeah, even regular Dexmon's 40, Alt Art's 60. Oryuken's 50 for the Alt Art, or 32 for the regular. Gaomon Alt Art's actually 4th most expensive card.
Gaomon? Really?
Actually, so this is a little misleading.
For
so
SRs.
It's sorting. So, no, period.
Oh, period? What?
Well, so it's sorted by market price.
Oh.
Which is just an average of all selling prices. So right now the cheapest Gaomon on TCG players for 30, but it says its market price is 40. So the sales have been closer to 40 than 30, even though the sales are coming down.
Right. There's Gaomon, speak of the devil. It's not the alt art like this Oryuken.
Yeah, Dexmon alt art, or Dexdoru alt art, 17. Grandis Altart's 22. They're coming down. I traded a Altart Meiku yesterday for 2 Deltamons.
I think that's a good trade. I think
mean,
that's a good trade.
As of mathematically, it was exactly even at the time, and I think they'll probably go down equivalently.
I think the deltas will go up in time because it has better legs than Mako.
I mean, I guess, yeah, because Delta, being a box topper promo, has that staying power.
On top of it just working with any 2-color synergy.
But it has to digivolve from red or black. That's the sticking part of it, unless you're hard playing it, which.
Oh, I believe this is a clump chat. If we're keeping track of clumps.
I mean, it actually hard plays for 5 as a level 4, which isn't terrible.
No, and black and red have some really good 2-color support and synergy. So like you theoretically, if you really wanted to feel frisky, could use it in like the Dex deck. If you really wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it, but like I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's just an example of like how it could work with other cards where Makomon is more hard locked.
And
Well, I guess Makomon's not because it's inheritable isn't, but like the no deck is gonna use it outside of Mastimon.
So really struggling. I couldn't find anyone at locals that had any promo Guillaumons that they were willing to part with. So instead, I pulled the trigger on 2 BL Star regular because it was actually one of the few cards my store had in stock in their like singles for Digimon.
Well,
So now I have a place set of BL Star.
This is also a box too. I got 2 secrets in a box.
One of them being an Altart.
Yeah, I always love those boxes. And then people
I got
will post
one
it
more
online
box.
and be like, "Dude, this box is insane," and I'm like, "Yeah, but how are the others in that case?"
Yeah, I got one box when I went to the store, and it kind of dissuaded me from getting another one because I think it was potentially mathematically pretty close to the worst box you could have gotten. It was a regular art Oryukin, which isn't terrible, but it's the cheapest of the 4 options for that slot. I mean, of secrets. And then I got a Altart Meikumon, which is not great for an Altart.
No, because you only need like it's not even a 4 of, which is the sad part.
Yeah. And then the supers were just kind of like, so I guess what are the most expensive supers, right? Like if I just sort by none, I can sort by
I know
none.
Gallantmon's up there now.
Actually, so I think
So this box had 3 X antibodies, 1 cool boy. So let me update that score.
so not counting Altarts, the most expensive super right now is Magna X.
Oh, at like $8.
750.
Oh, close enough.
And then there's a huge drop off. Gaomon is the second most expensive super at 350. Gallant's at 3.
Oh, Gallant
Box
went down
toppers
again?
are holding.
Nice.
Yeah. Wargray 250, Melga 2, Grandis 225. These are
So-
out of order because they're sorting by market price. Ordaini 175. Yeah, Merciful Mode $1. Dexdoru was $1. And that's it, yeah. So, yeah, honestly, like, I guess
it's mostly the. I mean, we already knew most of the money in Digimon.
it's all
period
Altarts
is-
and secrets.
Yeah, it's all alt arts and secrets, and if the secrets suck, then that just puts more emphasis on the SRs because people are going to open up the boxes less.
Mm-hmm. And I think as the supers get worse, these secrets kind of suck up more value in the Altarts because, I mean, someone's not going to get nuts. So you have the Grademon Altarts $4.
Ah. Yeah.
Yikes! I got one. I have one of them.
I mean, the card's
Um,
literally going to be used for a total of nothing.
it's the budget Alphamon deck that isn't the X antibody deck. So why bother?
Right.
I'm looking to see if there's another alt art that's cheaper. I'm not even
What's the
sure where it
song?
is.
I have no idea. Give me 2 seconds. The song is White Lie by Harris Heller. Yeah, it's White Lie by Harris Heller.
Yeah, so yeah, Gratamon's actually the worst alt art. Almost equal in value to regular Galmon.
Wow, sad. Yeah, I just have a royalty-free lo-fi playlist just playing in the background, so I don't know all of the songs off the top of my head. It's lasting for 14 hours, so I'm like, that should just be good enough to last the whole
That's
stream.
enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna put together my BL deck, because I think it's the only thing I have everything I need for. Actually, it's the only thing I have 0 proxies, or need 0 proxies. Actually, I still need 1. If I want to run 2, I should have that. I think I would run maybe more than 1 Dexmon, of which I only have 1.
Oh, I mean, you could still get away with just 1 Dexmon. Like, the
Yeah,
deck
it's
is super
not as
flexible.
detrimental.
Like if
there
you
was...
use 1 Dexmon, 1 Omni's Wart Defeat, like, you're still fine.
I mean, so for tomorrow, my biggest 2 things I'm thinking of are, like, do I run Yellow Hybrid with -1 Dexmon, potentially just putting back the second Susano, which isn't terrible. -1 Dexmon plus 1 Susano, and then just run 2 random irrelevant Guiomon, so at least I can draw 1 from that, missing the extra draw from the promo. Or do I run BL Star? Those are the 2 choices, because they're the only 2 decks I actually can make.
That's hard. I think because you have Baelstar actually fully put together, and the draw off of the Guilmons actually kind of do matter in yellow.
Yeah.
I would probably go with Baelstar.
So I have 2 out of the 4, so that would be 2 less potential draw, assuming I see all 4. But it's also 1 less draw, assuming I see I could see the 2 non-promo Geals before I see the 2 promo Geals. You know, I have no control over that. It would basically be standing on the merits of the rest of the deck holding it up.
Right. Which isn't impossible, it's just, is that the risk you want to take?
Especially because, honestly, like... Do I run Cocytus and Howling Crusher? Do I just run a whole
you run
shit
both.
ton of... How many of both, though?
I personally like 3 to 4 Cocytus and maybe 1 to 2 Howling at most.
Well, so I feel like regular removal kinda isn't super necessary or relevant.
You could go like 3 and 3. Try that. Because like you're running the Kyoshiros, right?
Yeah, I'd be running that.
Yeah, that card's just too good.
I don't have an actual list yet. I was just gonna use yours as a staple and kind of
go from there.
Off of it.
That's what they're made for. That like people, it's always funny to see people like critically try to break down my lists, and I'm like, look, I'm not trying to critically break down my lists because you should be changing them.
Yeah.
Like they're designed to be edited.
Excuse me.
Hey, Magna.
Okay. Level sort.
Yeah, because mathematically, as far as cool boys go, you should be seeing at least one per box. Bare minimum one per box.
Did you do that on purpose?
What?
What are the Gabu X's doing in here, man?
Blue source, and you could evo them on top of Gabus. The purple Gabus.
I see that, but why would I want to reveal top three
because
cards of
you
your
could try
deck,
to use-
adding?
You could try to use their inheritables earlier.
I guess.
You don't have to. Believe me, you don't have to. I've seen Beelstar decks work without the Gabus.
You run a full playset of both Gabus? That's interesting, actually.
Yeah, you run both sets of Gabus, so that way you could use X antibody or just evo them on top of any of your level 4s. Or into any of your level 4s. But I personally like X antibody just because I could try to use them faster and they have an easier time of dying. So, because they're a rookie to try to trigger the inheritables on top of it being an emergency blue source.
You're not running any Highland Crusher, yeah. I mean, I don't know how much I like 2 Trump Sword and 3 Flybolt.
Oh, get rid of the Trump Sword. That's the first card you cut. Easily.
I could just make that blue.
Yeah. Like I said, my decks are designed to be edited. Because, like, metas are going to change, and card evaluation along with the change in the meta is something, something you can't really account for in a deck profile. So I try to do that with my other card selection and kind of, like, make the decks to entice people to edit them. Trump Sword's not that bad of a trap, though, because there's a lot of decks that, like, will restand themselves. So, like, it's a good card to, kill the Digimon that are restanding. If they have protection, you're just
not all
boned anyway.
I think they all are.
A lot of
Literally.
them, a lot of them are restanding. So,
like,
it's...
Yeah, because when I think about things that I'm checking against or decks that I care about, it would be Alpha Oryukin, green, and blue. And all 3 I'm pretty sure restand because Grandis restands.
Yes, they all 3 of those do restand, which is why at the time of recording I was like, oh, Trump Sword's actually a halfway decent option card. It does have the potential to whiff, which sucks, but that's just Digimon in general. Not all your cards will do everything all the time. Alright, so 2 more Cool Boys, 2 more X antibodies. Got it. So another 2 added to the count. It even has potential to do some work against other decks, but, like, it's the easiest card to cut out of all of them.
Honestly, Giga Brain idea. Why would I run Trump Sword when I can run Pandemonium Flame?
I mean, that's true.
They both delete an opponent's unsuspended Digimon from security. The Pandemonium only costs 2 from the hand and lets me kill something that I will either get back or probably want to die.
I mean, that's true. Like, Pandemonium's not terrible. It's just it doesn't cost 7, but, like, it costs 2, which is cheap enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't need Beelstar to play it for free.
Right. That's not a get free value off of Beelstar. How's the case going so far? It is going good, guy who increases. So far my pulls early on were actually pretty fire, which is scaring me because now I might see, like, absolute garbage for the rest of the case, but I'm hoping that's not true. Because as far as big hits go, I got 2 Alpha Oryukins already, 3 with the alt art, and then I got, like, 1 Dexmon already, 2 Dexmon with the alt art. So theoretically, I shouldn't see
Thought you said those are 1 per cases.
It is. So like I should not see another Dex alt art or Death X, and I shouldn't see another Alpha Oryukin alt art for the rest of the case.
Well, it's so you pulled 2 in a case, even though they're 1 per case.
No, it's one of each per case.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so I should see a total of 5 total Alpha Oryukins, one of them being an alt art, and I should see 5 total Death X's, one of them being an alt art.
Okay. Makes sense.
So we are
Or-
on box 5.
I'm pretty sure. Actually, I mean, still, Death having only 1 Dexmon is actually pretty much a huge crutch because I think I have everything for Dexdoru if I really wanted to play that for some reason. But again, still missing a second Dexmon. Which is actually kind of a problem. Also, though, I
yeah.
guess the benefit of the BL stars. One of the 2 BL star I had prior to me buying 2 more is an alt art one, and that card fucking shot up.
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna list mine now. After I list all of these cards when I'm
I'll
done.
probably
opening
try
them.
to trade it because, I mean, it's like $100.
I mean, the deck is still theoretically good through BT10, according to Japan.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, there's a lot of staying power for a card that, like, even if all the other Musketeer support besides the 7-cost option cards go away, there's staying power in being able to just slam something, and it costing
less.
it being free.
Yeah.
And any 7-cost option card works provided you can legally meet the requirements to cast it, which the Tamers are making easier and easier.
100%. Hey, that's a card.
I mean, because theoretically they'll complete the cycle and do every dual-colored Tamer minus black, maybe? Because they usually treat black or black and white, which don't count.
Promo Caramon went from 6 to 12 overnight. Want to know who's buying that card? Stupid people, because the Promo Caramon's not good.
What the hell's promo Caramon?
It's during your opponent's turn. This Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP. It's a your opponent's turn DP booster. Yeah, this is 100% a clump chat. But I mean, I guess it's because it's a promo, and that's the only reason. I am probably going to end up picking up more promo Diaboromons, because they finally went down, like, a decent chunk. And then I am also probably going to be picking up Lilithmons as well. In terms of, like, big Digimon expenses that I just need to complete playsets of cards. I could care less about the rest of that Diaboromon line. It's all garbage. The Diaboromon that gives security attack is the only good card.
Yeah. I still have the Diabor deck sitting around. Not doing
I still have
anything.
mine,
It
but
exists.
it's built for the defensive version, and I just need more copies of the good Diaboromon promo.
I picked up some right after the
Digifest?
in-person read. Yeah, so that I picked up a couple pretty cheap.
Oh, that's good. And then I saw that heroes were increasing in price, but that's just because heroes like such a splashable tamer, it's like not even funny. I mean, we knew that was going to be the case. Hey, Gallant. Whoa. This packaging almost like fell apart on itself. That was kind of weird. Oh, double altar box. See, like this is not. I mean, granted, one of the alt arts is Goemon or Gaiomon. Oh, speaking of Gaiomon, Found him. So I want to see Magnamon X in every single box is what you're telling me?
Technically, yeah. Until it goes down.
Well, I'm doing a really bad job at that so far. I hope that's not like the rare not the rare, the SR I get shorted on. Because usually there's like one that you see like literally 6 copies of. And then you'll see like 12 of another card, and I'm like, God. Or not 12, like 10. So. But this box is pretty middlingly bad, actually. So, like, this box probably wouldn't even make up the cost of the box. What's War Great X at?
Regular one?
Yeah, alt art.
I think it was pretty middling. I'm not on the page right now. I gotta
I
go
mean,
back
it's a
to it.
fire alt art. I love that thing.
War Gray X 25?
25. So 25, 30, so 60, 70, so 78, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80.
It wasn't power
Yeah.
creep that limited her, it was the fact that they finally decimated every card that ever saw play in the Lilithmon deck. I think we're at 2 or 3 cards that we're seeing play in Lilithmon that got restricted. One banned and then one restricted.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't because of Lilithmon. It was just because
That's
those
what
cards
I know.
were
It was just
disgusting.
cards that she happened to want and need that got butchered.
Yeah, and now, like, all of the loop decks are Cerberus loop decks, which I find to be kind of unironically hilarious because we weren't doing anything with that card until all of the other cards got banned. So it's like, oh, I guess this is just all that we're left with. Cool, thanks. Like, in BT10 Minerva Loop, it does use Lilithmon, but the majority of that deck is just Minervamon and then Cerberus package. So 1 Cool Boy, 2 X antibodies. Yeah, the middle part was awful. This is terrible. So let's update that now. So 1 Cool Boy, bringing us to 8 total Cool Boys. And then 2 more, so we have 12 X antibodies. I mean, this box, like, barely paid for itself, assuming that the buying price of the box was at 80 bucks. Which means I'm, like, technically making no money on it. Or, like, very little if I sell all of the cards as, like, bulk or whatever. If I bought it for 65, I guess we're in a little bit of better profit territory, but it's still not super great because I'm solely relying on this. Just picked up your first 2 Lilithmons? Yeah, I need to do the same. So how many Magna X's do I have? I have 1 Magna X, 2 Magna X, 3 Magna X, 3 Magna X out of 5 boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 boxes, 3 Magna X. That's not terrible. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. If that's like the super rare I want to see the most of.
Yeah.
but I don't think he's going to hold that price because I think a lot of people are going to be opening up boxes to try to find Dexmon after a while.
I mean, it's still early, and like people are still buying. You know, I will say I think people have kind of understood that the market does settle real low. Like, I guess I feel not as bad about people that can't just see like the product that I have access to, as far as like I could literally buy as much as I want. Other people are like, well, my store only let me buy one box because it's all they had, or like if they only let me buy one box because if they let me buy any more, no one would have any else. And but at the same time, it's like if unless you're getting a Dexmon in every single box, you're kind of losing if you're buying.
Oh, there's
boxes.
a second Altart Jelly.
Basically, you just kind of want a friend that buys boxes, and then you can just pawn off. Like I actually at my on my locals last night, there was someone who was still playing Black Gatos in Mastimon, and I asked, I was like, why are you playing those? And he was like, I don't have any new ones, and I ended up trading him a pre-release one that I got from a pre-release pack and a Altart one, and then I just gave him a regular one, so he had his 3 that he needed.
Nice. When it comes to rares and below, I literally just give them to my local peeps. I mean, obviously.
Yep, same. Yeah. I was like, you know.
Oh.
This. Altart Jelly?
Altart Jelly, and then I just pulled a Alpha Oryukin.
Oh, nice.
Any tips on picture size to get a clean playmat? You just need the picture to be as like high quality as you possibly can, because shrinking it won't harm it per se. Blowing bad pictures up will, for obvious reasons. So try to find like as big of a quality as you possibly can with it. If you need to,
or a vectored image.
What?
Or a vectored image.
Or a vector image, because vector images scale. But vector images are sometimes a little bit harder to find.
Yeah, you'd have to like kind of make something a vector image more so than find a vector image.
Yeah. But if you want, like, you could try to use like an image AI upscaler, where you just upload an image to a website and then their AI program will blow it up for you in HD or whatever setting you set it to. That's also kind of an option. I don't know how good that actually turns out, but I know there are websites that do that. Because my Gamamon, this is a vectored image. So I could change the size of it and it'll still look as clean as when I made it on whatever image size that I made it on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so was this the clump that you were talking about, Steven? The metal gray Weregaroo. I don't know if it's like an actual clump in my case, but I mean, I did see it just then and right there. Gonna attempt to play Craniumon with DP boosts. That's not like awful. I don't think it's insane either though. Like, at that point, you're just better off playing, like, any other defensive wall deck that... Well, it's... I don't know. I don't know how good that'll be. Just because DP can reach such a high threshold, like, you really need to boost it high. Like, when I say high, I mean probably find a way to get it over 2k. Or 20k.
Yeah, you auto kind of... Well, you auto lose if you see Oryuken twice, because they either need Oryuken just to swing over you, or they need rare alpha to just de-digivolve you. It really does invalidate a lot of potential counters to the OTK, unfortunately. I understand it is repetitive, but alpha it just counters so many things. It's so weird how everyone's answer to OTK decks is just usually answered by the same thing. Um, and then, but you have a much better matchup against
Anything
what-
else?
yeah, pretty much anything else, because you can probably get high enough to where Brandis can't swing over you. And you could probably get to the point where
Because Grandis what
um
makes itself 16? Yeah, it makes itself 16. So you just need to get over 16. Well, okay,
well,
so it's 18
I was,
at full combo usually because
I
you're
was gonna
using
say,
the Digiburst inheritable for an
yeah,
extra 2k
Grandis is inherently 12 plus 4 um
via effect.
via its effect. So it's 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 18. So you'd have to be able to block an 18k um by most metrics. Cuz I don't think they run any other like DP gaining inheritables. It's just the 2k.
Yeah, it's mostly just the 2k from the Digiburst.
Unless they're also running hero and because they're running delicate plan and they can tap hero.
Hey. Yeah, so that's why I said, like, for a decent chunk of decks, you're gonna probably need to be able to consistently block over 20k, which is
You have to be
huge.
21, yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah, if they're running hero, then they yeah. Because if they want to run delicate plan, which they kind of do because they're not nearly as safe as alpha is, then they run delicate plan, they run hero, and then they're 20k swinging.
So another 1 and 2. Like, at that point, you're better off just literally playing Diaboromon and hope you have enough tamers to create enough tokens to wall them out, period.
Well, Oryukin stops that too.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can just destroys all of your opponents with the highest cost, which would just be every token. Because the tokens would have the same cost as the Diaboromon would.
Do they?
I mean, if you have the decoy as well, you could protect half of them. But, I mean, just the fact that we're stacking so many if, ands, and buts to make their standard line of play not just win them the game.
I mean, yes.
I raise, I digivolve. Honestly, like, my goal is just to be, not, like, exceptionally aggressive. I don't like playing, like, super aggro decks, just, I'm trying to be more so annoying than anything else.
So we are
I want them to
halfway
feel
through.
like they need to raise preemptively without having all their pieces, and then fall flat.
So I'm trying to think, like, for the Japanese, like, restrictions, I think maybe Sunrise Buster might get hit.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
I don't think they're gonna hit Sunrise Buster after they've already hit Yellow Hybrid. They've already hit Yellow Hybrid. Why do they care about Sunrise Buster?
It's more so for, Cross Hearts.
Oh, it runs Sunrise Buster? I didn't know that.
Cross Hearts uses that to help cheese out their tamers for absolute insane value. I think, like, they just need to stop printing, like, tamer-based interactions, where it's just like, yeah, my tamers basically are pseudo Digimon that help me play my cards way more efficient than you could play your cards. Like, having value-efficient tamers is one thing, but, like, I think sometimes they go a little overboard with it.
Yeah.
Ordinimon, hooray. Just the card I don't really want to see.
I mean, there's a couple cards that you really don't want to see, but you're gonna see them.
I know. Grandis, I want
Regular Erdani's like $2.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not
the
a. It's
majority
not
of the majority of
Bihumon.
the SRs are pretty.
I had a
low.
guy basically just give me a Bihumon at locals for a trade. He was just like, I was like, yeah, I actually need Bihumon. I'm trying to build the black toolbox, and he's like,
Just
fucking
take
sure,
them.
have it.
Yeah.
Here, just have it. Like he threw it into a trade that we were already doing for, like he would have done without it, you know?
Right. I mean, it's literally a dollar card. It's probably gonna end up settling at around 50
It's like,
cents or a
it's
quarter.
the booty SR. Either that or Ordaini is like, but at
Oh,
least
hot
Ordaini
dang.
has more arguable usage.
Right. Hot dang, a second merciful altar. I'll take that. I still like this alt art. I don't care what people say. I like it.
It's a nice alt art for just a really hard to play card.
So I actually
A guy-
found this really cute interaction between Merciful Mode and Shivamon. I was just like, oh, I could burn 2 for literally doing nothing, assuming my opponent doesn't, like, just straight up kill my Merciful Mode.
I
Which
don't
is likely.
think that's how that works.
Yeah, so...
I think you'd lose on timing.
No, you wouldn't. So this
Oh,
is
I'd
at
have
the
to
start
have to read Merciful
this
Mode.
is at the start of your turn before unsuspend phase. So your turn starts. You if this is suspended, then he basically trashes himself, burns the opponent's security, and then during unsuspend, he should be a Shivamon to unsuspend, and then burn another security.
I guess that makes sense.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's cute and cheeky.
I thought they were both at the same. Technically, they're at different timings.
It's at unsuspend for Shiva and start of turn for Merciful. So that's what allows you to be able to do that. But I think it's still
'Cause
gonna
I
be too
know-
hard of a setup.
People were trying to make some like crazier plays happen with the end of turn Jogress of like the EX3 Imperial stuff, but a lot of the plays they were trying to theory craft in their head, you'd miss out on timings because all of the you'd basically check for Jogresses simultaneously, so you couldn't just stack them, even if you have multiple instances of it.
Yeah.
One of them would be like 2 level 4s make a 5, and then 2 level 5s make. But when you technically first checked, you just had 2 level 4s and 1 level 5, so that second one would whiff.
That is oh wow. A second altar Dexmon. Okay, so this box or this case is already diverging from
I was gonna say it's not. The cases aren't that strict then.
No, they're not
The way
that
you made
strict.
them
I'm just
seem.
saying that's usually the mathematical average of it.
Well, I guess I was under the based on, because I've never bought cases, but based on people I've talked to, that it was just like a hard-coded rule. You will get 1 per case, basically, so that every case that like a store opened would only have 1 per case, which also led me to believe like, oh, if the guy in front of me buys a box and he opens an Altart Dexmon, I know that the next X amount until we hit the next case aren't going to have one, which is just also not true.
I mean, yeah,
Interesting.
like I've seen BT4 and BT7. They definitely behaved with the secrets a lot differently, just because they had more secrets in BT4, so that threw the math off, and then BT7 just was weird. Like that case was weird. So I'm technically unsure of like the exact, like, usually the math is 4411 when it comes to those cards, but if I see more alt arts on top of getting my full playset, I would be still very happy with that. Just because now it's kind of pseudo confirming that the alt arts are even more random than they used to be. Oh, what am I doing? I had to like tape a double take. I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. Why'd I put that there? But that just means hopefully this is going to be a very special box. Or case. That's what I'm hoping for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to see 2 more. But another like really weird thing that I noticed with TCG Player, hey, that's the good one, is like because certain cards aren't like super hard locked in terms of like what you're guaranteed in a case setting. I don't understand how certain stores could list at particular numbers when they don't know themselves.
I mean, it's the rule of big numbers. If you open enough cases, you can. I mean, that's assuming that stores are seeing this massive, like. I mean, you think someone like PPG, right? They could open 100 cases. I don't think they would, but or 100 boxes, I guess, more realistically.
Yeah.
And then, 10 cases or something like that. And at those ratios with those kinds of numbers, they're not selling, 20 alt art Dexmons from them alone, right? At pre-sale, exclusively pre-sale. And then even if they did, if they pre-sell an alt art Dexmon for, $80, they could just keep opening boxes until they do, because it justifies the cost, because you already know that you can value that card at that price, hold value. Like, I know we're sitting here making numbers, but if we were to, go back a week and take like a snapshot of prices and then value those boxes on those prices, you're way more likely to win out by opening a box.
This box actually had 0 Cool Boys. That is bizarre.
Well, the rares are ridiculous like that, I saw, I mean, it was actually a kind of a problem for me early BT8 when I opened 3 boxes and got exactly 4 copies of Cody. In, like, one box just didn't have any.
Yeah. Just picked up the Gamamon stuff yesterday because I think starting BT10, the Gamamon deck is going to be supported and will remain relevant for a while due to the Ghost Game protagonist status. What are your thoughts on that? I think he is going to see some extra support, but in terms of playability, so far, his deck really hasn't done anything. I think maybe, like, experimental play with Dorbikmon might actually make that deck like even more playable, but only time will tell. I think the Gamamon deck is like a really cheap deck for the most part because all of the pieces are like rare and below, even Keno Iceman. But it's not a bad one to invest in. It'll be interesting to see like when I get to that point, what I'm playing with and what I'm experimenting with in order to make that deck like as playable as I possibly could. But I think it's going to be a fun deck, that's for sure. I'd probably bring it to locals, and I could still probably trounce people at locals with it. I probably just wouldn't take that to tournaments. Like, big tournaments.
From noon till 9 p.m. each day, one lucky player every hour will have the chance to turn up the
so I might not be able to sell or be able to give out Cool Boys. That's unfortunate. If I don't get like a box with like 4 Cool Boys in it. Because out of 6 boxes, I pulled 9 Cool Boys. That's still pretty low. But I guess that's kind of why he's like one of the highest valued rare. Because we also have yet to see the megas for any of the Ghost Game protagonists. So that's something that's also going to influence those cards when we eventually get those. Gamma will get support, but hold on. Gamamon will get support, but it's far from done. Oh, yeah. So, get the pieces now. I would agree with that sentiment. Like, usually, if you have a deck planned, get it while the cards are low, before, like, something actually emerges. So that way you already have the cards, to be able to, build when it comes out, and then you won't be taken by surprise. Because I can't tell you how many times I see on the market where it's just like, I'm looking for this card, or why is this card so much? I hate seeing those posts. I hate them because, like, the Digimon market is not the hardest thing in the world to read. Card gets spoiled in Japan, card jumps up in price because early adopters pick up that card knowing it's good when we get it in English. Then card cools off a little bit, still somewhat high from the first jump, because it'll never go back down to its original price usually. And then second, the English game is close to getting its cards, then the card spikes up another dramatic price point, and then people start bitching and complaining, and I'm like, look guys, this is not rocket science. I even made a video on how to read it. The patterns are there, the trends are there. Oh, I think that might be a bot. I'll say it anyway. J Stewart 00, thank you for the follow. For some reason, I've had like bots come into my stream and just start like spamming subs. Or not subs, follows. And like I could see my follower count not actually going up. So I'm just like, I don't understand what's happening here. I've had that happen to me a couple of times. Like, my stream is not big enough for your attention or your shenanigans or scams, Mr. Bot. Like, at most, I usually get like 10 to 20 viewers on the high end. Most people don't actually watch my streams. Which is fine. I get buried amongst bigger fishes when it comes to the streaming space. Yeah, and they'll all have like the same name with like one number off. Okay, so I don't think X-Antibody there's anything fishy with, but with Cool Boys, that would be very unfortunate if there was actually like pseudo short printedness of them. What deck are you most excited to play in BT9? If anyone has followed my channel, they would already know the answer to that question, and I'll show you right now. It is Gurumon X. I am super jazzed about that deck. I am a dirty, filthy blue player because I like swinging multiple times. It is my existential high. Out of 4 boxes, you pulled 5 Cool Boys, 4 Alphamons, FYI. Yeah, right now I'm on box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So out of 8 boxes, I pulled 11 Cool Boys. Which is, like, kind of on the low end. But sometimes that just happens. Like, if I get a box with 3 Cool Boys, I'm feeling very good about that box. Huh. Bye, Human. So are you slowly piecing that that black deck together, Nako? Oh, he might have left. Oh, the more packs. A hate raid? And it's against terms of service? Huh. I didn't know about that. Like, I kind of fell out of, like, Twitch weirdness. And, like, I didn't really follow a whole lot of it, so I appreciate you guys keeping me on the up and up. What's my best pull so far? So far I got 2 alt art Death Xmons, which I was 100% not even expecting. And then right now I'm at 1 alt art Alpha Oryukin, which that one I was kind of expecting. Oh, hot dog. There's, speaking of Alpha Oryukins, I found one. It was a thing a few months ago, but it greatly died down. That's good, at least. An alt art Dexter Goramon. I could add that to the wish list for Nako. It'll go great with the other one that I pulled in my other box from my video. Hey, there's that clump again. This box is pretty okay so far. I think, like, the problem with Dexter Goramon, like, while he is a really good card, his deck just, I don't know, it's just a bad version of Alphamon, in all honesties, for the black side of things. And the purple side of things, I don't even think is that great. Like, I think it's an interesting deck just because evolving from the trash is something no other deck does. But I'm just, I don't know. Oh, hold on. Hey. Not much, just streaming. Why, what's up? Yeah, I'm going to locals tomorrow. Yeah. I know you're working a lot, and then, yeah. I'll figure that out. Probably sandwiches, to be honest. Oh. Probably, just to be on the safe side. You could always, isn't there wrap still? So we could always just use it in a wrap. I could bring, wraps. I have flatbread in the freezer, so I could thaw it out tonight. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I have, Okay. And then I'll just bring the flatbread. Okay. Okay. Alright. I just had some leftovers. Leftover Alfredo. Yeah. No. No. I'm sorry. Alright, you... it's fine. Alright. I'll talk to you later. Sorry about that, chat. I know you heard, for the most part, the majority of that. Conversations with my dad aren't necessarily long. So I figured I would take it. Alright, so 2 cool boys, 2x antibodies added to the pool. So we're at 11 and 19. 11 11 and 19. 19. Done. I could probably move you a squeak over. There we go. Perfect. Hup, 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 hup. What crimes did my dad commit? Nothing as of right now. Alright, let me go take out the bread so I can have it start thawing, and then I'll continue. And I'll grab some water. So I'll be right back in 2 seconds, chat.
Tomorrow, I think I'll treat myself to McDonald's breakfast. And if I go to bed early, it's kind of like morning comes a lot faster deal.
There's a deal for every moment on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. Order ahead on the McDonald's app and get all your favorite breakfast items like sausage McGriddles, sausage McMuffin, and hash browns for just a few bucks. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Alright, I am back with some water. See? Water.
Summertime's great, but just because the temps are high doesn't
Proof that I am hydrating.
take some simple low-cost tips from DTE, like changing your air filter every 3 months to make sure your HVAC system isn't wasting energy.
Now I gotta figure out a place to put said water
Programmable thermostat to save about
where it won't absolutely destroy everything it touches because it's water and I'm playing around with cardboard.
head to DTEenergy.com/saveenergy.
My dad is normal? No. My dad is definitely not normal. I wish my dad was normal.
Looking into his beautiful little face. I just want to impress future for him. With the Laurel Road student loan cashback card, my regular purchases earn me 2% cashback when I use it.
Right now my dad is working 14-hour days, 7 days a week, for a little bit. So he is usually really exhausted. So taking those phone calls is kind of somewhat important. Because my dad's usually absolutely exhausted and gets home super late. But I don't live with him, so I am my own man. That's amazing. No, it's not. Believe me. If you must know, Roxas, the problems with my dad is he is a well, not semi. He is a verbally abusive narcissist. So, there you go. There is his character flaw. So, I had to grow up with his abuse, but that's neither here nor there. I turned out just fine. Hey, I love the look of this card.
Disagreements here.
What, you don't like the alt art?
No, you didn't turn out fine.
Oh, I mean, fine for how I was raised. Like, I'm definitely not my brother. I could have ended up way worse. My brother's, like, on the verge of being homeless, and he's running into financial issues left and right. He's making a really dumb decision on going on a trip to California that'll basically bleed his bank account dry.
That's no good, yeah.
And then he was big into, not like drugs, but he was, he was a smoker. He recently quit because he couldn't afford to smoke. And right now he is currently doing medical marijuana on top of, vaping. And I am, like, clean as a whistle. I do not do drugs. I do not smoke. I do not drink alcohol in any capacity.
You play card games. You couldn't afford any of that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, look, I could
I mean,
have fun like that, or I could just gamble on cardboard. Like,
that's the most long-standing joke. Teach your kids how to play Magic so they couldn't afford drugs.
I mean, yeah. To Love Damien, thank you for the follow. Hey, there we go. So far, this is
actually,
pretty alright.
That reminds me, I should check on the usage statistics because the RSS feed just gives me that information, which is really cool.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So speaking of that, chat, if you don't know, I do a podcast, and we just put our podcast on various different podcasting platforms. So
It's basically on everything.
Yeah.
Because of the website I use. The only thing it is on Apple. I was gonna say it wasn't Apple Podcast because I got confused because when I first clicked on it to register it for Apple Podcasts, it told me that I couldn't register it without paying for something, and I was like, well, fuck that. I'm just gonna not put it on Apple Podcasts. But that was because you're allowed one show per account for free, and beyond that, if you're gonna have multiple podcasts, you have to pay. And I had already clicked that same link to register the podcast way back when. So I was basically trying to register a second podcast that was the same thing, which is why it was asking me to pay. So I just had to delete the first one and then register the second one again, and it worked. So we are on Apple Podcasts now.
Okay. So there you have it. Me and Nako, we run a small little podcast show, Wolf Den Podcast, and it is officially on almost all, if not all, podcasting platforms.
Yeah, it's Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, the Listen Notes. I don't know what that is, but it's there. Apple Podcasts.
No iHeartRadio?
No, that's also a separate application process, and I looked at some statistics.
And it's not that great?
Well, so the three major ones that are, I mean, it's just like the Digimon meta. So outside of the top three, it gets really small, and iHeartRadio requires I would have to manually upload it every week. So I don't care enough.
That is fair and reasonable. Because you're the one who is doing it, and I want to support you for doing it. So, if that's out of your realm, that's out of your realm.
Basically, because I mean, I could even Google it again because there was a recent study like podcast.
So, what are the big podcast ones then?
Spotify, I know Apple, and Android. I'm pretty sure it's basically like the three major, like Spotify that's both like encompasses Apple and Android, and then Android's own, and then Apple's own, and outside of that, it gets real small.
Oh, okay. So it's like actually not really worth doing for iHeart.
Let me see.
Not that I care about iHeart at all. I just hear the radio show that I listen to in the morning. They are 110% like all up in the iHeart radio train, and I'm just like, oh, well, I'll just mention
those
it
are. I think iHeartRadio has a way more forgiving, like small business kind of like. So if we were to ever get sponsors, iHeartRadio would be better. You know what I mean? Like if that makes sense.
Yeah, their sponsorship deals are better than the others, but they're a smaller platform for what we're trying to go for.
So Spotify is 25%, Apple's 20%, Google's 16%. Pandora's 15%, just from a personal website's 11%, Audible's 10%, TuneIn is 8%, Stitcher is 7%,
so 1 and 2.
Overcast is 6%. Yeah, so iHeartRadio isn't even on this list. I have to scroll down to see it.
Oh wow! All right.
It's not even in the top 10. And it requires manual upload. So, like right now, I click one button and it uploads to Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, the Podcasting Index, Listen Notes, and Apple Podcasts simultaneously.
Hot dog. That's pretty dope. And then, obviously, I'm manually uploading it on YouTube. And then we have the VODs for Twitch. So we are literally on a lot. Let's leave these bad boys up. Oh, I got another Death Xmon.
Nice. I mean, honestly, like, depending on how much I might need to shore up my missing holes in BT9, I might just order completely through you and just get it over with.
I have to see how many I have, because I also supply my brothers.
Hmm.
So as
Oh,
of
I think
right
I need
now-
one, so...
Oh, I
can start
probably
with
might
there.
be already able to spare you one.
We'll
so-
see if I can get one tomorrow, though, so...
Yeah. 1, 2... 2, 3, 4. Yeah, right now I have 4, 2 alt art, 2 regular art. So ideally, out of these last 3 boxes, I should see at least 1 to 2 more base arts. Oh, how many alphas do I have, actually? So I can kind of like gauge what I usually get. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have my 4 base, 1 alt art, so that's normal. So ideally, I should see at least 2 more Death X's in these last 3 boxes. Ideally. If I see more, I would be very happy. And then I know I pulled 1 Death X from my pre-release booster box. I'm really scared for these update packs. Like, I'm actually terrified.
Why 4?
Because the way the dash packs worked from BT4, which is what I'm comparing them to, because they're basically almost the same thing. Because dash packs are handed out separately, a full case got you exact playset of all of the cards. In a case setting as a box topper, I don't know if that's true, which is why I'm terrified. But so far my Cool Boy count is at 12. My X antibody count is at 21. In case anyone is currently curious on that. I could have been counting the Alphamons, but it should be something equal to or maybe a little bit higher than the Cool Boy count, because I know for a fact I saw at least 1, if not 2, Alphamons per box. But that's something I'm not 110% keeping track of. I could go back and look, but then I have to go back and look at 12 boxes worth of cards. Plus, I'm not that worried about the Alphamons. Oh, Dexdoru. Oh, Nako, I did get a second Dexdoru Goramon alt art, so now I have 2. Omnimon. Omni alert, Omni alert. Gallant. Gallant X is actually a pretty good card. Wow, I'm hitting like everything real quick in this box. Oh no, you're totally fine. You were playing your Jimmy Neutron on your Steam Deck? Bye, I'm Paul. Nickelodeon had some bomb cartoons back in the day. Now they suck. Now a lot of cartoon companies suck. Cartoon Network just turned into Teen Titans Go, the network. Nickelodeon just drove all of their IPs into the ground. All of the new stuff that's coming up is completely garbage and irrelevant. Oh boy. Alright. I kind of wanted to stop seeing Alpha Oryukens. So hopefully in these last two boxes I could still see some Death X's. I mean, in terms of owning a full playset of Death X's, I'm fine, but I want to own more Death X's. I don't want to just stop at full playset. So if I actually get a higher secret rare count than other boxes, I'm okay with that, actually. So like if these last two boxes both have Death X's, I would be very happy with that. Where there was only like one or two boxes where I didn't pull a secret. I hope the lo-fi music is like chill enough for everyone. Oh, an Altar Grandis. Nice.
You're listening to She Loves Me by Ty Bear. Hear the full track and more new music on Best New on Spotify.
Jelly. Ooh, by who? So you fixed your Imperial deck? I didn't know you had an Imperial deck.
You're listening to The Kind of Love We Made by Luke Combs. Hear the full track and more new music on Best New.
1,
on
2, 3,
Spotify.
4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so this is just another double rare pack. Oh, and it's these two again. Haha. It's almost like they're a clump. So, one Cool Boy, 3 X antibodies. So, 1 and 3. Oh, you were working on it for EX3? That makes sense. I think most people are going to play that deck with a purple base. Just because they want to get cards in their trash so that way they can trigger their abilities when they play the cards. So 1 and 3. So that puts you up to 13 Cool Boys, and we are at 24 X antibodies. Oh, 1 and 2. Kind of hard to forget the main card of the whole deck, Roxas.
Yeah.
So right now I'm actually low on Death X's compared to like my usual statistical numbers.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm currently sitting at 2 alt arts, 2 reg arts. So I'm hoping in these last 2 boxes I get 2 more reg arts. And then I'll feel very happy about this case as a whole.
Yeah.
So that way I have 6 total, which means I would be able to sell you one. I have seen a lot of Koromons. I don't know if the box toppers are rigged with the secrets or anything like they used to be, but I'm not gonna dive too
I
deep
don't
into
think
that.
they are. I think it's unrelated.
I think we're past that as well. I think it was just an oopsie for one whole set, and that was it.
Well, yeah, especially because of how much backlash they got from it. You know.
Well, I mean, having your set
Like,
be
hey.
collated like that is kind of like a big oopsie.
I just don't think they like. Again, I don't think Japan cares. So they did it here, and then people are like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! You did what? You just like." By picking up a single card, I could tell you the rest of the box as far as like the cards that are valuable. Like, that's we buy by the box, so that pissed people off.
I mean, yeah.
They don't like in Japan. They're way more likely to just buy random packs or singles, especially because as a Japanese card game, I imagine more card stores do stock said singles.
They do. Card games are way more of a thing in Japan than they are here. I know that one for a fact based on all of the Japanese exclusive card games. Fire Emblem Cypher, but I digress. Actually, a mobile game killed Fire Emblem Cypher, and that kind of made me sad. The Fire Emblem Heroes mobile game killed Cypher, and I was just like, wow. Way to go. Way to go, Nintendo. You had one card game you ever made, and it died because you made a mobile app. And the mobile app had nothing to do with the card game in terms of, like, gameplay. It was its own thing. So... I'm not going to look at those messages right now, Roxas. I'm too engrossed into opening boxes.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the whole Fire Emblem Cyphers thing was just an example to show that, like, Japan cares more about card games than we do. And they have just more card games than we do as a whole. I mean, but you're free to type it out. One more box after this. Hey. And then I can finally deck build. Yeah, it usually takes me about an average of 2 hours to open up a case.
Yeah, and it's associated commentary.
Yeah. I try
Yeah,
to
I
make
can
my
rip a hop.
commentary as interesting as I can.
I can rip a hot box pretty fast at this point. I mean, especially given that I'm really only looking for certain things. Like, I know the first box of EX2 I opened was slow because I was separating out all the D-Reapers, and then once I had a playset of each, it didn't matter. And then I just pulled Searchers out.
Yeah, I kind of did something similar, where it was just like I was just looking through and separating the D-Reaper stuff, mostly the Searchers, just to count how many Searchers you get in your average box. Which I think the answer was like 6 or something like that. It was really high.
6 or 7, because I think I got exactly 19 from 3 boxes. But that was like 2 high boxes.
Hey, that's a good one. That's what we want to see.
How many Dexdorus do you have?
Dexdorus? I'll tell you after this last box, and then I can count them all.
Nice.
Oh, another Altart Dexdorus, so that makes number 3 Altart.
Oh, nice. That's what I was asking about. I don't care about the normal ones.
Yeah, so now I have 3 total Altarts. That I am 110% looking to get rid of. Do you think Congo will be as needed after the Jet Selfie hilt? No,
It's
it
not
won't
for
be.
Jet Sylphie.
Oh my god.
It wasn't for Jet Sylphie. What?
Another Alpha Oryuken.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was for basically. It's actually something that we neglected to mention. And even when I was building my alpha list as my token like meta deck to play against, I had swapped out the Congo. But what the Congo is because it's prevents cards from getting added to security stacks, which blocks chaos degradation.
Yeah, like
So
it's still a
it's
relevant card. And it stops small things from attacking against swarm decks, which is usually what ends up beating OTK decks.
yeah.
Because if they could
So
go faster than what you could search, then you do just lose.
basically, the combination of Congo and the Digivolving from Dorugray, which prevents it from being DP reduced or deleted by card effects. So it can't be sent to the hand or deck, or no, it can't be sent to the security. It cannot be DP reduced, and it cannot be just deleted by card effects with just one card. So there are very few things that interact with you at that point, which is why it was played.
Yeah. So another 1 in 3.
Just made the list so small.
So I'm really hoping I get another Death Xmon in this last booster box, because now I'm short on Death X's.
Because of the alt art, Doru or Dex Dorus.
No, it's because I saw too many Alpha Oryukens. This is like number 6 base art Alpha Oryuken.
I also need those. Fun fact.
Well, you know I have plenty. So we are at 14 and another 3, so 27.
Did I close the Digimon card at dev tab? Damn.
Alright. Zoop. So, I mean, I kind of knew something like this might have happened, just because math isn't perfect all the time when it comes to booster boxes and stuff. I used to get the good statistical averages, but this is right now one of the outlying cases, which isn't uncommon from what I hear other people talk about. I just always like the average perfect math. It makes the giddy part in my head smile.
And
Modi.
I was gonna say something that actually came up at my locals yesterday. A relevant additional piece of deletion prevention. Dex Doru or Dex Dorugamon gives it blocker
And retaliation.
and what the hell is it called? The Trojan horse green thing can't suspend it because it has blocker.
Oh, nobody runs that anyway anymore.
I know, but if they do, you can't. It can still get its checks off because it swings, restands, and cannot be suspended by that effect.
Yeah. In case green hybrids for some reason swaps back to that card.
I still think the BT5 Argamon just does really well.
I mean, suspending the Tamers does kind of hit a lot of things. So it's not terrible by any stretch of the word. Like, I still think there is a spot for, like, the green hybrid list that emerged in BT8 to, like, edit and adapt. Because I was talking with Lapierre, I think his last name is. And he was thinking about using Grandis and using the starter deck Grand Kawagamon, because the starter deck Grand Kawagamon naturally has security attack +1. Yeah. So you could climb super quickly and be able to put lots of pressure on the opponent to be able to respond, and if they can't, then they do just die. It is just basically your same style of aggro deck. You're just climbing faster than the opponent. So like that's kind of like a prelude to what he's thinking about. He hasn't started testing it yet because he likes waiting for real cards. But that's where his brain was leaning towards. You might not even need Grandis in that style of deck. You just use the Grand Quagamon just for the plus, and that's it. Although it does work with Grandis kind of nicely.
Yeah. So I think Green in general is kind of going to fall into that playstyle where people are interested in playing a green OTK deck, but it's a green OTK deck that it doesn't run nearly the consistency that Alpha runs, and is worse and has fewer searchers. So I think there's going to be a lot of people that pick it up and then like play it once and then drop it.
Well, also you're forced to run worse tamers just to have a safer play line, which is like, eh.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay, what am I missing here?
Because, like, I think Mimi benefits the OTK a little bit more than the Hero. But they would need to run Hero to be able to gain access to Red to use a delicate plan to make their play safer. Oh, last box at Alpha, or you can alt art. So I'm hoping to see a Dexmon as the other hits, but so far I am actually short on Dexmons. So, I'm sorry, Nako.
That's fine. I mean, I'm not wholly reliant on you for anything.
I know.
So,
So I actually got 2 of each of the alt arts. So they might have upped the secret rare pull rate in the case. I just got unlucky and saw more Alphamons than Dexmons. Which I would have preferred the reverse, but can't always control that. At least that's my alt art, so I could still potentially see a secret. So if I pulled the Dexmon in this, that would be dope. For a second, I was just like, the Met and the TK look very similar.
Hear the full track and more trending tunes on Hit Songs 2022 on Spotify.
But it makes sense because they're brothers. Oh, for a second I was like, oh, is that it? That's that the Dexmon? Nope. It's just Dexdorgora. Now I'm nervous. I think it's funny, Grandis really doesn't use the new stuff like Cool Boy or the level 4s. Well, it uses the level 5X antibody. It just doesn't use the level 4X antibody. But it could for like a budget replacement for the whatchamacallit, power up promo. Just to be able to give it piercing is the relevant part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 1 and 1 left. Alright, so the last one was an Omnimon. Alright, let's hope this last one is a Death X-Mon. Come on. Come on, baby, Death X. No. It's definitely not in the last pack. Death X. Nope. Alright. Getting down to the wire, so... You gonna show up, Death X? Nope. Darn. Yeah, I am short on Death X's. I just barely have a full playset for myself.
including your alt arts?
Including my alt arts.
Yikes.
It's a little bit better than the BT7 situation where I just pulled like almost literally all Lucimons and no Susanos. But yeah, I would have preferred a little bit more Death X's, considering how playable that card is. All right. So 15 and 30. That's an interesting number to end on for X antibodies and cool boys. So I have 15 cool boys out of 12 boxes and 30 X antibodies out of 12 boxes. In case anyone is like that curious. So the uncommon to rare ratio just so happened to be 2-1. I don't know if that like is actually a planned thing. Probably not. This is just a happy coincidence. But all right. Let's leave these bad boys up, and then let's do our grand count before I get into these. I guess just any two. Zoop. Alright. So Alt Art Secrets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Secrets Alt Art. 1, 2, 3. I kind of want to see if a box always had these together. That would be relevant information. 4, 5, 6, 7. Alt Art normal. Let's just do Alt Art normals. Alt Art. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because so far, I think every time I pulled one of these, I pulled one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was the second box that had that happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm just wrong. Already disproven.
Good.
That would have been funny if it was like that, though. I guess just happy coincidences happen too often. My alt arts were actually pretty good. I stayed away from Digimon outside of my pre-release box opening. Yeah, that's the second Death X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jeez. Sheesh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 boxes, you got a playset of Metal Guru and Wargray. Yeah, that's lucky. I did see them most of the time together, but not 100% together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then double alt art. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, easy peasy. So I did get 2 normal Death X's, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if these were here, then it's my perfect 4 and 4, but they weren't. So that's the secret rare information. And then the alt arts, I think I ended up getting 2 of each alt art, which is pretty dope. So 2 Death X alt arts, and then 2 Alpha Oryukin alt art. So I still at least got my full playset of Death X's, but I have 2 full playsets of Alpha Oryukin. Then I have 2 Dexdurugora with my pre-release box, 3 Dexdurugora, so there you go, Nako. 2 Merciful Mode alt arts, 2 Grandis alt arts, 2 Jelly alt arts, and then 1 of each of these, which is not terrible. Alright, now the grand counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 Magnas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 medals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's right now my short one, which is not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, not the ones I want to be short on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 Dexdurugora, 10 Grandis, 9 Merciful Mode, 9 Ordani, 7 Alpha, or not Alpha, Gallant X, and 7 Gaomon. Then 8 Bahu, 8 Metal, 8 War, and 8 Magna. So not terrible. Then, when it comes to box toppers, I have a lot of Koromons. I actually really like the Jellymon's alt art. I think that looks really good. So as far as the box toppers go, 4 Korra, 3 Pagu, 2 Toko, and then 1 of the rest of them. So, do people run this Koromon? I don't even know. Like, I don't think the babies in this set are that great to begin with, so I have no idea. Alright, and now the scary part. Let's move these over here. Stop sliding. Please and thank you. Alright.
What's the scary part? What are you missing?
Oh, it's just figuring out what I'm going to be getting in these. Because I don't think that it's going to be perfect.
Oh, the promos? You haven't done the promos. So
No, I haven't done the promos yet. This is the scariest part. So, because last time they were dash packs and the math was perfect because they were dash packs. So now because they're box toppers, I have no idea if the math is going to be perfect.
I mean, they do stack cases the way they put the packs in the boxes in the cases. It should be pretty good.
I just need to see, like, statistically, I should get a full playset of each of them. Statistically. But we'll see. Like, this is why it's, like, nerve-wracking. Because I know these cards are super important, and they're super expensive right now. So I'm way high up on the Wizard Mons. I am combining the foils and the not foils because they have the same pull rate, so...
And the same kind of value. I don't think, like,
yeah.
so as an example, I did trade for 2 deltas the other day, and the difference was $1. I mean, it's Deltamon, it's not Okuamon. I feel like Okuamon will be higher value.
So, reasonably, I should only see one more Wizardmon, because mathematically I would get a full playset of each of these. Oh, there's the last Wizardmon, hopefully. If I see another Wizardmon, I'm actually gonna cry. Not like actually, but metaphorically. Okay. So, I should stop seeing Deltamon, and I should stop seeing Wizardmon. Oh, we're already in fucked territory. The 2 that I already had full playsets of, so that means I'm going to be lacking somewhere. So, lacking in Okuamon right now kind of sucks. Oh my god. I'm going to be 3 short on something. That's not good. So this better be a foil Okuamon. Nope, foil Deltamon.
I was gonna say, arguably the most important too.
Yeah. No, Okuamon is the most important one, and I only pulled 2. So
It's funny
that was the part that was making me super nervous, because I also only have 2 Sagittarius mode, although granted you're only going to be using 1, because this card's not that important to the deck.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm short on one. I'm short on half of them. Yeah. So this was the part that I was afraid of, because I had a feeling it wasn't going to be perfect math. Let me check actually. Did I put them in here? I don't remember what I pulled previously. Because I have some more from when I bought my box from my LGS. I just don't remember which ones they were.
Mm-hmm.
They are not in my TCG player binder, so I didn't list them. So are they in my trade binder? Not at the front. So are you in the back? Nope, that's all my Ghost Games tamers. Not at the back. Somewhere in the middle? Oh, God. I still need to buy that promo. The pre-release promo, Gamamon. Like, the actual promo version.
I have 1, I think. I went to 1.
I only need 1 more. No, that's Wizard Mom. Where did I put those darn cards? Oh, are they in my box? They shouldn't be. No, they're not in my box. Because I just need to evaluate how many more I would need to figure out how to get them.
How to get what?
These stupid promos.
Oh, how to get more promos?
Yeah,
You
like
buy
which
it?
ones that I need more of. I can't seem to find them. I'm checking my promo binder right now. See if I put them in here. Usually that's where I put them. Or I would put them.
If I had them.
Basically. Nope, they're not there. So, where the hecky heck, hey, are they?
Where the hackety hack?
Yeah.
Don't talk back.
Oh, here they are. Okay. Oh, unfortunate. So, a Deltamon, an Okua, another Metal Gray, and another Wizard. Rip. So, I need to figure out a way to get one more Okuamon, one more Boutmon, and two more Sagittarius modes. How much are Sagittarius modes currently going for? Alright, let's put these in my promo binder so I don't frickin' lose them again.
I spelled Sagittarius wrong.
Romo,
Romo Sagittarius?
Yeah.
$2?
Okay, I could probably just buy that.
Yeah, it's...
$2 is not that bad.
Yep. Yeah, it's the new one because it's TCG Player. Right? It's actually tracking foil and non-foil independently, as it does with most card games, because usually it isn't exclusively one or the other. And so the foil price is $8 currently, or like it is just nose diving though. So the cheapest one period is $2 plus 99 cent shipping,
So $3.
and then the cheapest foil is $3 plus shipping. Plus, so it's $4.
So yeah.
Either $3 or $4.
Okay. I have a lot of foil. I have more foil Deltamons than I do normal Deltamons. That's sad. I actually prefer the normal over the foil because they won't curl.
I actually haven't had any issues with curling since I've taken an extreme measure of storing my cards that I play with.
It's for me. It's more of just the chances. So
Yeah.
just a
I
reduced
store my cards
chance.
in it's a ultimate guard double-sided flip thing, and I include I think it's 55. Yes, it is. It's a 55% humidity packet designed for cigars that I just shove in the deck box. Because they can hold to 100 cards, so it has room for the desiccant packet and the deck, and that if anything, I could make them curl due to dehydration the other way. It was just a test run by a guy on the Magic Reddit, and he posted on YouTube. So I bought the 55%. I think the 65% desiccant packets actually just like they were so dry they curled the other way. Like usually they curl.
Yeah, they curl this way because of how they're printed. But yeah, so I could see that like them curling the other way because of the dehydration.
They're so dry. Yeah.
How much is the Boutmon actually? Because I know the Okuamon's gonna be like 20, and I'm like, fuck.
$2
For Boutmon?
Yep.
That's good. Alright, so I am going to put some of these cards away.
Promo Akuamon is $20, so
Yeah. Because everyone and their mother wants it.
you need 4 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
It's the only promo you absolutely need in its relevant deck, and it's significantly more relevant deck. Ow.
I mean, the Wizardmon is really good for Beelzemon, but yeah, Beelzemon's not like super meta right now.
It's not a deck that anyone cares about.
So right now I'm just putting away my supers, seeing what I have left. Oh, I didn't put away all my
Ooh.
War Grays.
So, the actual Now, is this card that's used?
What card?
So the BT1 Okuamon, there are like there's stamped versions for championship finals versions, and it's selling, or it's the last sold for $100, but I don't think that's the Okuamon people run.
Some people will run like one of it because it's not bad. It's just not amazing.
Yeah, when it
So.
deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, gain 1 memory. It's not terrible, but so the final stamped version of it sold for like $100.
I'm just making sure I have my playsets in my playset binder. Like, I think some decks will use it as like a one of, just because.